Fridays, and his name is Kareem by Black. Welcome.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for having me.
No problem. Buy Black Friday. Because everybody's talking about buy black.
Yeah.
Now, since the COVID and the pandemic and all the other stuff. So
yeah.
Can you emphasize a little bit on that?
Yeah. So buy Black Friday is an online social movement really aimed at kind of altering the narrative behind the original meaning of Black Friday. So we all know Black Friday is synonymous with, crazy deals, going out, buying, electronic items and other crazy stuff, right? And saving some big bucks. So in light of everything that's been going on this year, and I think it's pretty obvious, all the events that's been transpiring in 2020, I thought this was an opportune time to take advantage of the consciousness that's, that has risen in society across the world, really. So me and a couple of friends, I'm working with some promoters in the Toronto area, Wayne Chung. I'm also working with GQ Henderson, one of my guys, Junior, who runs Alpha Pack Financial, collaborating with some of the biggest promoters in the city of Toronto to really push this online movement called Buy Black Friday. So again, the goal here is to get everyone to buy black on Black Friday, or to, at the very least, to think to buy black first on Black Friday. And then, hopefully we can work towards continuing the movement to really circulate that dollar, within the black community.
Okay. Well, a lot of people, are watching. Or where do you come from? I just want to ask where come from. They'll come back.
That's a great question, and there's two ways I can answer that, and I'll give you both. So,
okay.
I was originally born in Jamaica, so I'm Jamaican by birth, but I did grow up west of the city in Mississauga. But I will say though, at the age of 18, I did move to the States. So I'd like to say I was born in Jamaica. I was raised, in the suburbs in Mississauga, but I became a man in New York because I spent there from age 18 to roughly 26 is where I became
fast there. You grow up fast
Absolutely.
In the States there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's probably why you get this Buy Black Friday. Yeah. Because I know from being in the States and stuff that, when everybody's saving their money for Black Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, when I was there, that's when I learned about Black Friday, because I've never heard about it at that time. And then I saw how crazy people went on that day, lining up outside of stores at midnight. And now it's over here in Canada. At least it's been up here for the last couple of years. So really just taking that day, kind of shifting the narrative and say, hey, you guys know what's been going on out there in society. Why not use this time to buy from Black-owned businesses? So our initiative is really aimed at the Black community first. And then, of course, if allies want to support, that's great and awesome. But we as a community really need to come together as a collective and have that dollar circulating in the community, just like how other communities do it, like the Asian community, South Asian, so on and so forth.
But, buying black, sometimes our own community, they always tend to want to get a deal. They always want a deal from the deal. But when they go to the other stores and everybody else, they just buy the products.
Yeah.
So I guess, people are going to have to try to steer away from that mindset that, what, look, can I know this is for $25, but can I get it for $15?
Right.
Like just buy, because you have to support the person that's in the business, correct? Right.
Absolutely. And I think this time around it's going to be a little bit different. As I mentioned, because this year, all that's going on with all the social movements, the level of consciousness has really risen amongst our people and amongst allies too. So I think this year will be a little bit different other than past years, where people are not going to really look into, wheel and deal, if you will. So, we have 3 call to actions, right? So one obviously is to buy black on Friday, November 27th, which is Black Friday. The second call to action is for you to, we have a digital flyer that's circulating right now on Instagram, is for you to tag 5 people you know. So that could be 5 Black-owned business owners. That could be 5 other just consumers, friends that you have. And the third call to action that we have is that people can register at powerofthedollar.ca. So you can register as a consumer, or you can register as a Black business owner. So what will happen?
Power of the Dollar.
Yeah, powerofthedollar.ca.
Did you make up that name?
No, so I'll tell you how I came to that. Obviously, it has a lot of meaning behind it, right? Power of the Dollar is kind of self-explanatory, but I also just finished reading 50 Cent's book a month earlier. So, a lot of his information is resonating with me. So when I created the website, it was just like, I'm going to roll with this because it also makes a lot of sense.
Power.
Yeah. So once people get to the landing page, powerofthedollar.ca, you can register as a consumer or you can register as a Black-owned business owner. And what will happen is on Black Friday, November 27th, they're going to receive an email of a list of Black-owned businesses or a directory where they can support Black-owned businesses. And then on that day, the call to action is to take a picture of the Black-owned business you supported. So in that comes a lot of pride saying, hey, this is the business that I supported. And of course, that's what we want to circulate because that is the type of mentality that we want to go on in our community. And that's the type of culture that we want to create moving forward.
Okay, well, you say, it's with the COVID and everything's going on right now. A lot of people can't go to the people's business. So how would they actually proceed to take a picture of, like, okay, I bought something, or do you take it on the screen, or if it's online or something, because that's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why we made Buy Black Friday an online social movement, because obviously because of COVID-19, that's changed the way that a lot of businesses, conduct their business on a day-to-day basis. So a lot of the business owners, that I've been connecting with are have some type of online mechanism to support their businesses, right? Whether that's, book an appointment and we can meet in person, or whether you can do the full purchase online. So again, you mentioned one of the ways that they can do it. They can take a screenshot. If they're actually going to a physical store, they could take a picture of the receipt. They could take a picture of the storefront. They could Google image the storefront. There's a many different ways that people can show that they actually supported a Black-owned business. But I would think, for the most part, most people would probably be taking a screenshot of the image of the Black business that they supported. Okay,
so, I know you're trying to bring this Black Friday thing up, but in the States it's pretty big. Here, a lot of businesses, and some businesses I know, they tried to do some things of the Black Friday, getting those deals and stuff. And some of the deals just didn't jive. So some people said, oh, it was real slow because they're trying to get it from Friday, Saturday, and maybe this Sunday. So, it's how are you, I know you're promoting it a little bit, but how are you going to change the mindset? Because, a lot of people are accustomed in the U.S. It's only been going on here maybe 2-3 years, maybe people are trying it.
Yeah. So the way that we're getting people involved is one of the things I mentioned is I've connected with some of the biggest promoters within the city. Also on a day-to-day basis, I'm having conversations with Black directories, not just here in the Toronto area, but really globally, mostly in the States, but really just using my social networks, leveraging other people's social networks, obviously working with a public relations professional as well. So I'm really utilizing all the assets that I have available to me, because this is an online social movement. People are already thinking it. I'm just kind of acting rather as a catalyst and taking what people are already thinking and putting it out there in the ether to kind of garner this movement. And I've already gotten a lot of support from it. There's a lot of people, just as I was waiting to be interviewed here, I was checking my DMs, and there's a couple of directories saying, hey, I love this idea. I love this movement. How can I get more involved? How can I support? And really, that's the groundwork that I'm doing on a day-to-day, along with the guys that I'm working with. And that's how we're going to be pushing this movement. So I don't think COVID would be so much of an issue for us. But that's also another reason why we're doing this, just because a lot of businesses have been hit hard, but because of COVID, we need this extra support. We need movements like this to really get people to push and really not just buy for the sake of, greediness or anything like that, or just because of a good deal, just because I want to help this person succeed in their business. I really want to contribute to our community. And I think having the dollars circulate within our community is one of the best ways you can, push the Black community forward.
Yeah. And I get it. I get the whole thing. And I guess is it in Ontario, or is it kind of expanded across
so
Canada?
It is an international movement. I would say for the most part, it's Canada and US, but we're looking to connect with people from the UK and across the globe. So anywhere where there's Black people and Black-owned businesses, we're looking to connect the dots. And but Toronto is where we're starting from. Okay,
but because I've seen over the past few months, I've seen everybody say buy Black, support the Black, because of all the stuff and the killings and everything. And, and a lot of people could see the point of view, and, it's a very good cause that you're doing, buy black. But, the blacks have to also come together,
absolutely,
and support you,
absolutely,
on what you're doing, because they'll say, oh no, you know what, I don't know. This is Real Life Matters. I can speak what I'm saying, because this is what their people probably think. I don't know, this. I'm gonna maybe go with this Corey thing. I'm not sure. But people will support you. And it's people like leaders like myself. And leaders, people that support me, that you tag, and you get out there to the people that the people that
have
people
influence.
Listen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reason why I understood that I was taking on something that was big, much bigger than me. And so that's the reason why I connected with some of the biggest promoters in the city, because I understood that you're going to need a lot of help to push this movement. It's one thing to have a nice idea, but it's another thing to kind of execute it, right? And, I was talking to a publisher out here in the Toronto area, and he's like, why not buy black every day? Well, obviously, but we got to start somewhere. Okay. And my idea is to take a day that's synonymous with, shopping and getting deals and buying goods and services. And why not focus that around our community? Because we're already doing it. We're already spending the money. Why not make a conscious, concerted effort to direct those funds that you're going to spend anyway towards businesses within our community?
Yeah, well, you see, what happens is that when people say, a lot of people like to say, I don't know what this is, the stigmas. A lot of people some people say, oh, the Caribbeans don't buy. But, the Caribbeans have a lot of jobs.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Caribbean people came here and
Absolutely.
they do 2-3 jobs.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes the black people don't buy. But it's not about they don't buy, they buy. But you just have to, this is a very hard, I'm telling you, I applaud you, because this is a very hard mindset and thing that you're trying to get into, because, you're standing there, but I support you, and we support, I try to support most of our people out there, but it's a hard ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I would say most things worth doing are challenging and tough, like, starting a business or running a successful program like you have here today. Those are all difficult challenges, but, things like that don't deter me. The thing that really makes the biggest difference for someone like me is having belief in it. I believe in what I'm doing, and I know that's also necessary. And again, it's the reason why I looped in so many different individuals, because I also understanding where my weaknesses are, and I understand other people have other strengths, and I'm just looking to leverage that. But I also think in this time around, and you're right, it's funny enough, you're talking about people about supporting, in the Caribbean culture, we have this thing about supporting other, I don't know about this person. A friend of mine just got off with me and said how he was screwed by somebody within our community, and he doesn't want to do business. But I understand that. And the thing is, I know from growing up in a multicultural society that it's not exclusive to our communities.
No.
It happens in the Arab culture as well. A lot of Arabs I know don't like to support other Arabs, believe it or not. So it's not just exclusive to the black community, but I think overall, in light of what's happened this year in 2020, I think we're at a different point from a mental standpoint, and we're willing to put our money where our mouth is and support other black businesses. Obviously, you want to do business with someone that has integrity, but I think this time around, things are a little bit different.
And and people got to, I'm talking to you guys out there. People have got to listen. And, not every black person is going to be, where'd you, they tend to ask sometimes, where'd you get those goods? Did you steal something? No, you didn't. We got the purchases. This is Real Life Matter. I'm just talking to you about the meat, because what's going on in your mind in the back, because some people, they have, computers, appliance, something, anything, where'd you get this stuff from? And that's what's coming from the public. But we got the stuff just like how you and other races would get the stuff. Right. So it's not just about you only got this stuff. This is something that people have got to stop. Right. And you and Corey, this is something that you're doing, because you're overcoming and you're going to overcome this obstacle by doing this. Right. Buy Black Friday, which is coming up soon. Yeah. And everybody and people got money because they're getting that government money. Hey, y'all getting that money. You can support people. Right. Okay. Right. And I think you hit it right on the nail there, because
a lot of this is about changing the narrative, right? Taking this time, this opportunity to really change the narrative. And look, when they used to ask kids, if you could be a superhero, or if you could have one superpower, what would that be? A lot of kids would choose, flying or, being invisible. As an adult, my superpower would be the opportunity to influence the media. Because I believe in today's time, in 2020, he who has major influence of the media can really control things, right? So I think if you break that down, what I'm really trying to do through this social movement is change the narrative. Change the narrative of how, most importantly, Black people see each other and how the rest of the world sees us as well. Because I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson. He's an author. He wrote the book Powernomics. It's a great book. And he said, whenever you're a minority within a country, you can't afford to have an individualistic mindset. And so this is really an opportunity for us to practice group economics, come together as a community, and really support each other. And everybody else or everything else is secondary. Right.
Well, you're probably saying, oh, well, DBoss is really pushing me. I'm pushing you because these are the questions that people are going to be thinking in their head.
Absolutely.
And they're going to say, oh, well, this Corey Kareem, he doing this by Black. Why she didn't ask him that? You know what I mean?
No.
So, hey, I'm giving you all the answers out there, and I'm pretty sure he can give you more answers about his movement. But, this is something that can they register?
Yeah. So
to get in this?
Yeah. So it's really simple. I created a very simple landing page. I believe in keeping things super simple. So if you go to powerofthedollar.ca, you can register as a consumer. And if you register as a consumer on Black Friday, you will receive an email list of either Black directories or Black-owned businesses that you can support. And if you're a Black business owner, you can register on the same site, powerofthedollar.ca. And there, once you register, you'll be included in that list that goes out to all the consumers that have signed up. So that's it.
So people can say, hey, so people can register from the US and from Canada?
Around the world.
Okay, people. Hello, with your Black businesses, you all can go to Power of the Dollar, which Corey is telling you to go and register. Don't sit there and just go watch a video or something. You can just go register. And he said it's very simple to sign up.
Absolutely.
Correct?
It's that simple.
He must have Corey's laughing now. It's
that simple. I like to keep things.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
You got to tell people what is happening because, our people will just sit back there and go, oh, man, we just saw Corey, man. If we don't know, you see, he's from Jamaica, he's from the U.S., he's from this.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
Like, where he from? Oh, wait, maybe he married to somebody white, or maybe he have a Chinese or something.
Yeah.
Okay, he trying to think.
Look,
but this is not no thing. This is real.
I thought of all the smoke, and I'm ready for all the smoke, as all the youngins say. And look, at the end of the day, if you look at what I'm trying to do, it's nothing different than what other communities have already done. I'm just trying to take an advantage of an opportune time where our level of consciousness has risen this year. And I think it will benefit everybody. And I get it. Not everyone's going to be on board. I'm prepared for that. I won't take it personal, but the ones that are on board, I'm ready to work with you.
And, and you're prepared. You are prepared for anything, and some of these churches that have, stuff products, they can go on there too.
Absolutely.
You guys got your little t-shirts, your hats, or whatever. You can go on there. Come on now. I'm just giving you some ideas out there. You have to pay me for that one. No.
Absolutely.
No. So is there anything that you want to tell anybody else about, the directory and it's not just Black businesses come on. If anybody wants to go.
Well, this particular movement is for Black-owned businesses. That doesn't mean that, obviously Caucasian people don't work there, but this is primarily for Black-owned businesses. And this is also a call to action for allies that want to support Black-owned businesses. So for example, when you had the whole George Floyd situation going on, and there was that larger conversation about, racism and systemic racism and all the above, I had a lot of my, former colleagues who are Caucasian reach out to me and say, how can I support? Now, at the time, that was the first time anyone's ever asked me that question. I'm 36 years old. And I froze, and it took me a couple of days to respond to that. Now, if that person wants to ask me, I was like, hey, this is how you can support. You can go to powerofthedollar.ca, register as a consumer, and see a list of Black-owned businesses that you can support. That is one way that you can kind of support what's going on right now.
And they can also put some money in there. Hello?
Yeah.
Y'all, people got some. You can throw some at me over here too, and also at Corey Kareem, because we're doing our best out there within the times, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and you're being a trooper, just getting this thing out there, and this revolution that you're starting, and I want people to support you.
Here's the opportunity. So for anyone like that, I'm saying, hey, go to powerofthedollar.ca, register your business on Black Friday. A lot of consumers are going to receive an email list of where they can find out about your business, and hopefully they'll buy something from your store, right? So this is just a starting point. This is just the beginning. We're really just looking to do what other communities do and take it and make it something that is profitable and meaningful for the Black community.
So I want to ask one little question.
Sure.
Like, do people have to pay any fee, or or how do you guys get paid when you do?
Honestly, I'm doing this just because I feel called to do it. There's no.
Oh, okay.
I guess the one benefit you could say is I get to do cool stuff like this and sit down with cool people like you guys and do interviews and do press and media stuff. So if anything, I get, maybe you could say, social collateral if you want to use that. But in terms of dollars and cents, I get nothing out of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're a self-made movement.
There you go.
That's what you do.
Awesome.
All right. So people can follow him on his social media. Yeah. Sign up, people. It's how many days before?
So what are we at? This is November 3rd, Election Day. So you got 24 days. 24 days. If people want to follow me directly, they can reach out to me at Corey Kareem. So that's Corey, E for extra special. Kareem, that's Kareem, one word. So Corey Kareem at Instagram is where people can find me.
Okay, you're on Facebook, I hope.
I'm on Facebook.
Okay, but I guess he uses more the social media.
I'm more of an Instagram than Facebook,
All right. Well, anyways, Corey Kareem, I'd like to thank you today for giving people insight of what you're doing. Yeah. And it's a great movement.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you got to come back, and I want you to come back and tell us, a little after all this, maybe in the next year, like how this worked out.
Okay, absolutely.
I really want to get an update and find out, well, if the people support you. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you didn't support this man, I'm going to send you an email, inbox you.
Absolutely. I'll definitely come back. I'm looking forward to it, and thank you guys again for having me.
Well, I thank you. And you know what, people? Follow me on Instagram, DBoss_1, Sweet the Boss, not sweet like sugar, sweet like a hotel suite. Like her page. Go out there, So we just had another great episode of Real Life Matters with Corey Kareem by Black Friday. So I'll see you next time.